What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski and I'm back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing all of you broskies out there how you can potentially beat COLISEUM Ace, who is coming after the Kid COLISEUM does leave One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Now, a lot of us in the Treasure Cruise community did not think we'd be getting this COLISEUM this early, honestly, and that's why a lot of people were socketing out their Strongworld Ace Legend, with socket books. But we are getting this new Ace. This new Ace is actually pretty interesting, and in this video I will be going down what the unit does and all of the different 5 bosses that you'll have to actually beat in order to actually get to the final boss Ace. So anyways, guys, hope you guys do enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So let's first off break down this unit, and this guy here is Fire Fist Ace, Whitebeard 2nd Division Commander. Now he is a 5-star unit that does evolve from the droppable 4-star character, and he is a Psy Free Spirit Fighter type character, and at max level, at level 99, he has pretty much 2,600 health, 12 at 71 attack, and 271 recovery. Now he has 40 cost, like most of the main COLISEUM bosses, and 3 socket spots, which is actually really nice. Now his captain ability will boost the attack of fighter and free spirit characters by 2.75 times after scoring 3 perfects in a row. So this guy actually partners really well with Gear 3. So if you guys don't have Gear 3, this is kind of like a free-to-play Gear 3, and you can use like a friend Gear 3, but you do have to keep in mind that you do have to use fighter and free spirit characters in a team with this guy as your captain. It's not a bad captain ability by no means, but it's really like not the best either. It's kind of like a mid-tier captain ability, but it's still pretty decent. And his special ability, which starts at 21 turns and maxes at 9 turns, which does mean you need 12 skill ups. This is what makes this guy actually pretty interesting. So it reduces special cooldown of fighter and free spirit characters by 1 turn, and then reduce damage received by 50% for 1 turn. So that is actually a pretty cool special because it only takes 9 turns. It would be a little bit better though if it was maybe like a 5 turn or a 6 turn max. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But just for the due fact that he reduces damage, I think that's why his cooldown is a little bit higher than most other characters that reduce cooldowns. But nonetheless, it is a really good special. It really does help a lot of free spirit teams and a lot of fighter teams, sort of speedrun things a little bit, because it does reduce cooldowns. And for the most part, in most raids and stuff like that, you probably would be able to use this guy maybe once or twice during a raid, which does help a lot, as you do get the lesser cooldowns, which means you have to stall less for your other character specials, which is actually really awesome. So now that we've broken down the new unit, let's go ahead and talk about all of the different bosses that you guys will have to beat to get to the final boss, which is the COLISEUM Ace. Now, round number 1 is against the DeKalvin brothers. These guys here have 1.93 million HP and an attack power of around about 7,600 on a 2-turn cooldown. Now, they do have a really cool preemptive attack that is a little bit tricky to get around, which does seal all specials for 2 turns, aside from strength unit specials. So, if you really want to use your specials, then strength units are going to be definitely the way to go, and they don't do much else actually. When the HP falls below 50%, they will deal 14,800 damage and despair your captain for 5 turns. So that is going to be the tricky part of this dungeon. Also, he is surrounded by 5 Dex Bandit characters, so those characters are going to be a little bit annoying to take down as well. The best team that I've seen for this is like a really cool Fossa team. You use like double Fossa, and then you use like the new COLISEUM Kid, Kuma, Young Arlong, and Wapple, the strength Wapple from the story mode, and use that really cool burst team, because if you guys don't know, Fossa will double the damage that any strength special does, and if you have 2 Fossas, it's times by 4. So you use Kid Special, who will get rid of all of your orbs, and depending on how many strength orbs he got rid of, will deal more damage. And if you have a full board of strength orbs, which you can do with the other units that I did state just before, it's crazy amount of damage, and it's probably the team that I'm going to be using to actually beat this. So when this COLISEUM comes out, make sure to look out for that video, because that's going to be awesome. I absolutely love that team to bits. Moving on to round number 2 is against Little Oars Jr. So this guy here is probably going to be one of the difficult ones for a lot of people, I would think, just because he has 8.9 million HP. 8.9 million. That is the most of any boss thus far in One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. That is crazy. 8.9 million and an attack power of 22,602. So very tanky and very powerful. However, one good thing about this character is he does have a really high cooldown. So he starts off at 2 turns, so you're probably going to have to tank that hit, and then he will go to a 4-turn cooldown after that first attack. Now, when his HP falls below 50%, he will buff his attack and defense for 99 turns and apply a resilience buff for 8 turns. So that resilience buff means that he cannot be killed for 8 turns, unless if you use like a damaging special or something like that, once his HP falls at 1 HP. But he is really annoying to take down, especially because of that resilience buff at 8 turns after he falls below 50% HP. And if this guy is ready to attack you and is under 20% HP, he will deal 200,000 damage to you. So you definitely do not want to do that. Some of the best teams that I've seen for this are Marco and NL teams. Those teams just enable you to take a lot of damage with damage mitigation with Legend Marco, and then you have guys like NL who can just heal back a lot of the time. So, you know, guys like that, like Legend Marco and NL are definitely the best teams that I've seen for this. There are some OTK teams that can do it as well. You know, you got like the Whitebeard teams with the Mihawk, Duval, and Hack and stuff like that, and you got Sugar. You know, the Sugar teams can sort of work, but it is really, really tricky. You need really good orbs, and you just need a lot of luck, really, because you need to do like something like 400,000 damage or something after you use all your specials with a Sugar team. So Sugar teams I wouldn't really recommend. I would definitely recommend either an NL or a Legend Marco team in order to beat this round of Coliseum. Moving on to the third round of Coliseum Ace is Doma. Now, Doma has 1.36 million HP and an attack power of 4,508, and he will actually attack you every single turn on a 1-turn cooldown. Now, he does have a preemptive attack that will halve your crew's HP and randomly chain one of your bottom units, so anyone that is not your captain has a chance to be chained for 99 turns, and he also applies a one-hit Great Barrier for 24 turns. So what that barrier is that you have to hit one great against him. So, you know, good, great, perfect. You have to hit a great against him before you can start doing damage. Now, that's really annoying because having that barrier active means that you can't use like a Mihawk special or like any of those specials that will deal like percentage cuts or any damaging specials, because he does have that barrier. So, you know, one way you can get around it is if you guys have Legend Lore. He kind of works in that sort of thing. If you have Legend Lore, you can go ahead and use his special to break that, and then use all your specials through the barrier if you guys really want to. But, you know, just a Mihawk team in general will just beat it anyway, because you could use guys like Strongword Zoro, Doflamingo, and Koza, or Strongword's 3-2 Zoro, sorry. He's actually really good because he can boost your Slash's attack. So you use like a team of Slashes, and because you got Strongword Zoro, he gives you, you know, like those 3 green orbs, which are good against Doma, and then you can use like Koza or Mr. One or anyone else to actually, you know, boost your Slash's attack, as well as you got Doflamingo for an orb boost. So there's lots of different ways around it. I'll probably be using a Mihawk team to beat this one. This one looks a little bit simple, but now let's move on to round number 4. Moving on round number 4, we have Vista. Now, Vista has 4.83 million HP. So that is quite a hefty amount, nearly 5 million HP, and an attack power of 5,300, and he will attack you every single turn, so he is very, very tricky. Now, he does have a preemptive attack that will make Strength, Dex, and Quick specials get sealed for 11 turns, so you can't even bring a Mihawk team to cut down his HP, and after the first turn, he's going to remove all buffs on your crew, so it's probably not recommended to try and burst him down on that first turn, as if you don't kill him, he'll remove all of your buffs, and then you can't really do it on that following turn. So I would wait probably to turn 2 to start activating your, you know, orb boost and type boost and stuff like that. And after the second turn, he will apply a damage limiter. So a 50,000 damage limiter for 2 turns. So what that means is any damage that is over 50,000 will get mitigated down by a certain percentage. So it'll be 50,000, and then whatever's left over out of the damage that you would have dealt to him is like cut down by a certain percentage. So it's going to be really, really difficult to take this guy down. He has a lot of HP, and that damage limiter for 2 turns is very, very annoying. And that actually repeats from turn 1, turn 2, and then an attack will repeat every time. And then when he falls below 50% HP, he does 10,000 fixed damage. And the thing about this fixed damage is you can't even use a damage reducer to reduce that damage. It is 10,000 fixed no matter what. You can't even do anything to negate it. Or I'm pretty sure you might be able to negate int damage with like Mirage Tempo, maybe, but you can't use a damage reducer to reduce the amount of damage you take from that attack. So that is really, really annoying. This guy is probably going to be one of the toughest Coliseum bosses that we've had thus far, or miniature bosses thus far. Very, very tanky with really, really annoying abilities. Now, moving on to round number 5, we do have Ace, but before we reach Ace, on the stage before it, we have the miniature boss again in Vista. He is the exact same as round number 4, except that he has a little bit less HP, nearly half the amount of HP, and he also has an attack power that is like slightly reduced by like 150 points or something. So, not really that much attack reduction, but the HP reduction is really, really nice. Only 2.38 million HP rather than like close to 5 million HP last time. So, he is a little bit easier against Ace, but he's he's still really annoying because he does have all of the same abilities, and if he does fall below 50% HP, he will then again, deal 10,000 fixed damage to you. So again, very, very annoying. But now let's move on to the final boss, which is Ace. So now let's move on to the final fight, round number 5 against Coliseum Ace. Now this guy here has exactly 1,729,380 HP. I don't know why it's so exact, but that's exactly what his HP is, and an attack power of 9,980 on a 2-turn cooldown. Now, he does have a preemptive attack that will apply a debuff protector for 99 turns and will also halve your chain multiplier. So Rayleigh teams are not really recommended because you can't reach your full potential with a Rayleigh team, and you're not going to be doing as much damage with a Rayleigh team because your chain multiplier is going to be halved, so it's going to be quite difficult to get past that. Then he doesn't actually do anything. He doesn't actually do anything throughout the whole fight. Just every 2 turns, he's just going to attack you for 9,900 damage. Then, when he falls to 0 HP, he will actually recover to 50% of his overall HP, and then he doubles his attack and halves damage taken for 5 turns. So, really, really tricky. Once you kill him off, he will then recover, and then he gets double attack, so he's nearly attacking for 20,000 every 2 turns, which is quite annoying. 20,000 every 2 turns is ridiculously high, and then halves the damage taken for 5 turns. So he only recovers to half HP, but then he halves damage taken, so you're pretty much taking him down again. Like, you have to take down 2 health bars. It's ridiculous how powerful this guy is, and he's going to be really, really difficult because the stage before it, you do have to fight Vista, and then you have to fight Ace, which does have these kind of abilities. He doesn't do anything special, though. He doesn't do anything aside from that recovery, doubling attack, and halves damage taken upon dying. So definitely are going to be a very, very tough Coliseum. And now let's move on to the drops and the teams that you guys can build in order to beat this Coliseum Ace. So now let's quickly go ahead and have a look at the drops that you can get from this Coliseum. Obviously, with the rest of the other Coliseums, you can get each type of cotton candy, HP up, attack up, recovery up, and all types up. You can also get Forbidden Tones, which everyone really loves to get. You can get skill books of this Ace as well, and he will then max at 9 turns, starting at 21 turns. You can also drop Cola as well, and also you can obviously get all of those nice and clean belly bags. Everyone loves the belly bags. But now let's go ahead and move on to 3 specific teams that you guys may be able to build in order to beat Coliseum Ace. So now let's go ahead and recommend some teams that you guys can build in order to actually beat Coliseum Ace. So the first one here is obviously going to be a Log Luffy team. Log Luffy being one of the best captains in the game, if not the best captain in the game. And the subunits are also really, really important for this team as well. So the subunits, for Psy units, you have Senior Pink and Impact Usopp. Those are going to be used majorly for the Vista part of the Coliseum. Very, very difficult to beat, so make sure you have those characters for that. And then you have Robin, and you also have Smoker for the Ace part of the Coliseum. So you probably want to use the Robin and Smoker once Ace actually revives. That's probably when you want to go ahead and use that. With the double Log Luffy team, you should be able to deal lots and lots of damage to Ace, so you shouldn't have to worry about taking too much damage from him, but you definitely want to be activating those specials probably once Ace actually revives, because that's going to be the hard part of the dungeon. Killing him initially is going to be easy, but when he revives and activates those abilities, is definitely going to be the hard part of the dungeon itself. So you definitely have to try and take him down as quick as possible once he does revive, so that's why you have to use the specials then. You've also got the Thousand Sunny ship, which does, provide a little bit of extra chip damage, but nothing really, worth noting, really. But the Thousand Sunny is probably the recommended ship for this team. So moving on from Log Luffy, we have yet another powerful captain lead in Strong World Ace, the God Shooter captain. Now this guy here is actually really, really good. This team works really, really well. So what it actually entails is you have Zephyr, obviously, with a really, really nice shooter booster. You have the new raid boss Boa, which I know a lot of people probably won't have at max level at least, but at least having quite a few skill ups on her will help out a lot. At least to 25 turns, I think, might be able to do it. Maybe a bit less, maybe 20 turns. And then you can go ahead and have Heracles on there for nice orb manipulation, and you've also got that Impact Usopp for the 2x boost to yellow unit, so he's really, really good. Now, with this team, with the first 3 rooms of the final room against Ace, with the first 3 stages, you want to try and get yellow orbs on your Impact Usopp, Heracles, and Boa. if you have at least two of those characters with yellow orbs, then you shouldn't be having too many more issues. And you want to go ahead and use the Raid Boss Boa and your Impact Usopp special when you reach V-Star, and you should be able to kill him within the first couple of turns. And then on the final room against Ace, you can just go ahead and attack, regularly, and you should be able to beat him, reasonably quickly. And once he revives, that's when you want to go ahead and use Heracles and your Zephyr special to take him down within a couple of turns. So that's probably the best way to do it with this team, and it's the team that I'm probably going to trial out in the video, and we'll see how it works. It should work reasonably well, I would think. And but anyways, let's move on to the final team, which is a Sengoku team. Now, the final team, as I did say, was going to be a Sengoku team. Now, I do know that a lot of people do have Sengoku, so that's why I want to build a Sengoku team for you guys. Now, Sengoku, with this particular team, it really does, it does rely on a little bit of orb luck, honestly, because when you use your Breed special, Breed is going to be the one where you have to try and get those really good orbs on your int characters. Now, with this team in particular, you notice that it's got the Wedding Bride Boa Hancock. You can actually swap that out for Mont Blanc Nolan if you guys do have that. Either of them work just fine. But with this team in particular, what you really want to do is you want to try and get yellow orbs on your Momonga and your two Sengokus by the time you reach the Vista stage. If you do have that, then you'll be completely fine. If you don't have those 3 yellow orbs, it makes it very, very tricky to beat. But make sure you do have those yellow orbs, and then you can go ahead and use your Hancock special and your Momonga special on that stage, and you should be able to take him out reasonably quickly. Then when you move on to the Ace room, that's going to be a little bit more tricky, because you want to try and take him down slowly and steadily, and then after he attacks the first time, that's when you're going to go ahead and use your Breed special. Breed is really, really powerful, like with his special, gives him a really nice attack boost, and for 3 turns, I believe, it makes orbs, more likely to get matching slots for your characters, so that's why you want to use him then, and hopefully kill him off within the time that he can, before he attacks twice. If you guys can do it before he attacks twice, then you guys will be set. And then when he actually revives, you want to go ahead and use your Robin special, potentially. It really does depend on what orbs you get. If you get like really good orbs on your int characters, go ahead and use Robin. If not, then you're probably going to use a Sengoku special. Sengoku special is really, really good as well. But Robin and Momonga have a really high multiply, so that's why they're in the team, and that's why their specials are used in precedence to Sengoku, because Sengoku only gives a 1.5 boost, Momonga gives a 1.75, and obviously Robin is a 2 times booster to int. So those characters, it really does depend on what orbs you get. If you get really good orbs on your int characters, use your Robin special. If not, then you probably want to go ahead and use Sengoku special to give your whole team a bit of a boost. So it really does depend on what orbs you get. As I said, if you do get those really good int orbs, then the Robin special is going to help considerably in taking down Ace once he revives, so that's going to be really, really powerful. But as I said, this team is a little bit more risky, but it can beat it if it does get the good orbs. So that is going to conclude yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.